Yeah, and because the person who made these for me, he wasn't part of the discussion, so there's a lot of different angles, but the very last one, that's probably the closest to the what do you call them, the turbines.
When you say closest to the turbines, do you mean it's the closest to matching his observation, or is it closest
Right,
to
the
the?
picture.
It's closest to Ranty's picture.
Right. Because he did several different angles. He did one angle where it's looking straight on, one where it's looking like completely 90 degrees of that, like left to right, and then I asked him to make a couple different angles. So it's even though he did make the distances correct, it's just he didn't actually see the picture, I don't think. But
Nathan,
I described it the way
do you
that
want do you want to share my screen, Nathan? So do you want to talk us through the image? Can you see the image?
yes, let me see.
Doesn't really. Does it match Ranty's? Really?
No. That's what. No, hang on. Let's not judge
No.
it. Let him talk it through.
Yeah, you had to look at the correct. So that's not the one I was talking about.
That's
Oh,
okay.
really? Why might that be? Because it doesn't work.
No. Which
No.
one
I
did you
told you
mean?
the very last one. It's one that's more of a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, and that was the last one. Watch.
There was like 4 or 5 of them.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. No, it's not showing. Okay, there we go. So
Oh,
there should
this
be
one on its own.
Okay, there you go. There you go. That last one.
Okay, so let's make this bigger. Do you want to talk us through this?
Yeah. So if you see, it's like if you were to draw the straight line,
So
right? Even though this is made on the curve, that the curve is there, and it's the same everywhere. It's the same everywhere. Like in all the different pictures, it's the same curvature, the same distances, and everything. There's just a different angle. Then you do see, and also the one thing he didn't do also is he didn't make the sizes different. So they're all the same size.
Now,
But other than that,
we're having a problem here. I can't get a straight line. Hang on, let me just get rid of that.
You're not trying hard enough. Just make a straight line from the first one to the last one and see what the difference is with the other ones.
Yeah, but hang on, it's not a straight line, is it? Because you can see that the middle three arc over the straight line. We don't see that in Rancy's, right? We see a straight line.
Well, I would say go back to the picture with
Sorry,
the.
can you just address what
called
he's just
turbines
said?
and try and
Hold
see
on,
how perfect you get
Goldemo.
those with a thin
Please stop talking and address what he's actually just said to you.
I am. I'm saying if you want to see how precise the other picture is, I would make another line using a very thin line like this one on the turbines and see if it's as precise as this one is.
Yeah,
in this
so
picture,
on Rancy's picture,
hold on, Anthony. In this picture, you can see that it's curving. Go back to it, Anthony. The top. Here we go. Curve in the rendered image on the left, isn't there?
You can see that the middle three are taller than the end two, right? That tells you.
Yeah, like I said, he didn't make the what do you call it? He didn't make the back ones taller.
You can see in the rendered image there is a curve, correct?
Well, in both of them, there was a curve. I mean, in this one, there's.
But why is there not a curve in these two, though?
You're saying like with the difference between these 3 poles that are in the middle? That's what I'm saying is let's get super close into these turbines.
They look about the same size. Do you need to hold on, Anthony? Hold on. His objection is they're not the same size. Can you increase the size of the picture?
No. That's not my objection. I'm saying let's go ahead and try to get a precise look at these. They're about the same
size on the picture now. So we've got roughly the same scale. Yeah, I would agree.
Hold on.
Let's just get it from the audience. Would anybody in the audience object that these two look similar? Obviously, one's going to the left, one's going to the right.
That's not even what I just suggested.
One shows curve, and one shows no curve.
Yeah. So Nathan, why don't you go ahead and we'll go ahead and go back to do what we were gonna do. And
sorry, you still haven't accepted this. Why are you now fighting it? You have presented evidence.
That's not what I'm fighting. That's what I've been saying the whole time. That's what I said at the very beginning when you showed me that.
Stop talking. The one that you've presented to be comparable shows a curve.
It shows that the 3 in the middle are displaced. That's right. So let's go ahead and try to recreate the same thing on the other picture and see what happens.
Sorry, there is no curve on the actual picture. There isn't one.
Okay, so we zoom in and we make another line.
They're the same
And we
size.
make
What
it
do you mean
more
zoom
precise.
in? Hold on, Anthony. Zoom in on the rendered picture and make it much bigger so we can see this curve more obviously, please.
Created what we now see, because our top political, the FA,
Talking.
is the oldest football association on the planet.
Talking in the background.
Somebody's got telly on or something.
Okay, so it's gone in closer and we can see the curve more.
And not in this one. I'm talking about in the turbine one.
Sorry.
Let's go to the turbine one and try and recreate the same thing we did. Where we start from the first one.
Shh.
And we make a line that
He's done
goes
it.
precisely
Shut up.
from...
Shut up. Stop talking. It's on screen.
Mm-hmm. Now can I talk? Just because that's all I'm doing.
There's no curve there.
No, so like I said, make a line that
No, don't tell him to do anything. There's no curve in this, a picture of the real world. And as we have suggested to you now on 3 shows, the rendered image on a globe shows curve. Because if it's curved,
you're showing that there's a difference in these ones. I'm trying to tell you that
yes, the difference between a flat Earth and a globe Earth. This one now shows that the Earth is flat. It's a picture. It's a picture of the world.
So if you notice
so
that
this
there's
one
a couple
shows
of
it
them
as
where
flat.
it's
There's a
not
straight
exactly
line.
the same point.
Shut up. This one shows it as flat. There is a straight line. No curve.
Straight.
No, listen. You just said then you can see that a few of them don't go through the same point. Can you show me which few that you might be referring to?
Well, let's make another line starting from the bottom of the last turbine.
Let's deal with answer my question. You said that some of them don't go through the same point. So can you tell me which numbers don't go through the same point?
The third one, the fourth one. Sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you don't. So you think that this one, and this one are not going through the same point as that one?
Yeah, and we can test that by making a new line at the bottom, but trying to get it.
You can see it on screen.
No, I'm okay. Do you mean can I do it then? I have to save this picture because I mean,
tell me,
you just made it on the other one.
They all go.
What do
through
you want to do in the bottom of the turbines, like where the water meets the turbines? Is that what you want to do?
Right below the black line, like where the bottom corner of those backside is. Just take that line, just meet it to the one at the end, to number 8, the same spot on it, and we'll see what the displacement is.
So would you agree that is that a fair line?
Straight.
Now,
yeah,
which ones would you say are not on the line?
Yeah, it's hard. They look pretty
flat,
pretty flush.
Right, now let's go back to the model of what it should look like according to your friend who has rendered it. Can you go back to that one, please, Anthony, and do the same thing?
So if we were to do, I mean, I don't know.
You don't even need to do. It's already there. You can already see it.
I mean, you know, maybe the same point. The point that it was at was a good one because it's a.
I can't really get the back. I mean, I could get the backside if you want. You want at this point there?
No, I mean, like I said, those. I guess that's.
If you can do it on the tops, Anthony, so it contrasts.
Well, I mean, that does the same thing where it's flush and you can't really tell. Like the same thing with the other picture, so you can do the same thing at the top.
No, you're lying. You can tell. You can clearly see that the ones in the middle.
Not on the bottom one. The bottom of it actually does look flush now.
Sorry, the middle ones are raised up. They're curved.
I mean, it looks just as flush as the other one did. But
should we get the tops of them then?
Yeah, because you can see a contrasting line better. My bad. There you go. Can you see it against the contrasting line?
Yeah, there's got some.
A curve. Yeah, just say it. This one's curved. The other one isn't. Reality's not curved.
Like I said, it also wasn't like the perfect angle. But
sorry, you chose this picture. This is your picture.
Yeah.
So you're saying this isn't the right angle now?
Above the line.
This isn't the right angle. What the bloody hell are you talking about? Why is this picture that you provided the wrong angle?
Made this at a 45-degree angle or whatever angle it came up with.
If it's curved, I mean, it's curved. It doesn't matter what bloody angle you see it from. It does not account for any viewing angles in your calculator. It makes sod all difference. And as we asserted to you on the last show, if it's curved, it's curved. Here's you showing it from an angle. Doesn't matter what angle. And they're curved. Exactly as we asserted, exactly as the calculator says, and precisely what we don't see in reality.
Can you not see the
Like
difference?
I said, you do see a little difference if you
Where?
maybe made it.
Where? Do it. Show us. Where?
Whenever you made mine at the bottom line, it showed no difference. So maybe take away the bottom line and do it at the top instead.
Giordano, are you this? Are you really this dense, man? Like,
Yes.
Well, no, he had
Like,
done the same thing
just,
for that picture.
not.
Why
I'm
did you
so-
Keeps
I-
whenever
on
you made it at
wanting
the
to
bottom on
find
that
a
picture?
curve. You can
on,
never
man.
find it. You will never see it. I keep on telling you this, and you keep on falling back into your curve watching. Oh, it has to be there visually. No, you can never
on,
see it because
Gio,
it's
you can't
all
honestly
looming
say that.
perfectly uniform into a
Here's
flat
what I'll do.
plane.
I'll get my
You have to get over it.
I'll get the model from him, and I'll find an angle that will appear straight. and we'll see
Yeah,
if
that's
it
it. You've got to
appears the same.
find an angle, haven't you?
Yeah,
But
I'm
why
sure
is
you
it
will
that when
find
we
that
use
angle.
your evidence, it doesn't support your opinion, your position? But
Well,
it
like I
does
said, the
support
person
ours?
who made this wasn't even aware of the pictures that y'all have. So
Yeah,
it's
so we couldn't fudge it to make it look flat, right?
Well, no,
Giordano
it's
knows how to find an angle. Yeah, this guy's
tell that
flatter.
each
Just shoot the
picture-
camera and he's there.
each picture of the 5 pictures I showed you all have different. They're all gonna have different displacements if you were to make straight lines on them. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it doesn't
that's
matter.
our
if
point,
you're
though,
using
not your
different-
point.
Not
Not
point.
Our
curvature.
point.
That's our point, not yours. They curve on your maths. They curve in your models. They curve because they are built on a curve. But in reality, they don't curve. They go in line with perspective.
Yes,
Mhm.
correct.
Okay.
Because it's
Come
all
on.
looming
I'm gonna see if
exactly
my
into
friend
a
will
flat plane.
just send it to me on this
Giordano,
laptop.
Will-
we're
Gio,
not,
will
we're
you
not
at least
lying to you,
concede?
man.
Gio, will you at least concede on the evidence that we've used, which was your evidence, that your turbines are showing curve, but our turbines in real world are flat? Will you at least
Did
concede?
you hear my explanation about that? Or you
No,
just
I'm
ignore
asking
that
you, will
part
you
of it?
concede? Because you said you wanted to go back and get a new angle, and I've asked you, will you at least concede that on the real world photo it's straight, but on your presented evidence it isn't straight? Will you at least concede?
Yeah, I will tell you that that's not the same picture, and he didn't make it the same angle. So that's why I'm going to try to find the same angle.
Sure, but
and
will
I
you
have both
concede?
pictures.
Yeah, I'm asking you, will you concede that this shows
But
curvature?
that this picture is not showing the same thing? Yes, I will say this picture is
Right.
not showing the same
Well,
thing as that
don't
picture.
find your angle
Hold
and
on.
let's see whether
Hold
it
on.
shows the same.
Hold on. What thing would that be?
Curve.
This picture
Yeah.
picture is not showing that these 3 or 5 levels or 5 pillars are the same level as in the other picture. It's perceived that they are. But
So
is there a raw
So to put it
image of that
succinctly,
picture
so
that I can use?
hold on. To put it succinctly, the model of a curved Earth shows them curving. The reality of a picture, a photograph of the world, shows them not curving.
Yeah, and even more extremely, if you use a different of my picture.
I don't need any more opinions from you. I don't
Yeah,
want to know
but-
about
but
anything
then-
about extremities. We've got our concession. Your world model curves. The world
Yeah,
we
so-
see is flat.